it's almost showcase time for Xbox, and that means, obviously we're going to get some updates. We're going to get some updates to the platform. We're going to get some updates that we've been waiting for, and that's always a good thing. I always like the fact that we have these consoles that can do a lot of different things, do a lot of cool things that we couldn't before. And, there's rumors that we're going to get some updates to some things at the showcase that is going to be kind of mind-blowing. Now, keep that as a grain of salt because we don't really know exactly what's going to happen there as a whole. But, it could be something cool. Could be something nice that we weren't really expecting. So hopefully we can get some more information on that soon. But what I do have information is something that I thought was very cool. And that is they're adding a new way to manage your subscriptions on the console. That should make things much simpler moving forward. If you head over to the subscriptions tab in the settings menu on your Xbox console, you'll sometimes find that certain tasks can't be performed via the menu, and you have to end up getting redirected to a browser instead. So Xbox is actually actively working to remedy this, however, with a new update, allowing you to change your subscription plan or update the recurring billing status via your console itself. So it should make the process much easier and less time consuming. And I quote, "We have enabled the option to change your plan or update to recurring billing status directly from your console. To get started, head to Settings, Account, and Subscriptions." So the only Xbox users who'll see this option for now are Alpha Skip Ahead members in the Xbox Insider Ring, with the full public release yet to take place. It probably will sometime in the near future. It should be live for everyone within the next few weeks, a month at the most. So yeah, kind of a small change, but still sort of a very interesting one nonetheless. And again, Microsoft is doing a lot of different things like this that make people pretty much excited about it. So real cool Xbox Series X updates that come along are usually far and few between, but it is nice to see that this is happening time and time again, where they actually go out there and kind of give us some cool stuff on the Xbox Series X. And listen, as a fan, these type of things, these types of announcements, realistically, probably won't sway people to Xbox or anything like that. But it's still nice to see that people are kind of going out there and they're listening and kind of going out and making sure that there's some cool things to kind of have and things like that. So nice to see that happening. Again, I think Xbox is finally starting to come into its own. Speaking of updates, this was really cool to see. I don't know why. For me, a lot of people like to trash the Xbox Series S or whatever. I've never been one of those people. I don't know. I'm not a developer, so I don't know if it's technically something that can realistically hold back game consoles like the PS5 or the Series X. Can a Series S do that? I look at something that looks great, that has a really good refresh rate and stuff like that. RoboCop game looks great. Did anything hold that back? Again, you look at games and I just think that realistically they're not held back the way that people think. None of us are most likely developers. So when you see stuff like this happen, you go out there and you kind of question, well, don't they got to make these things that can run on a PC that's even worse than that? So why would the Series S hold anything back? So, when you see stuff like this, I thought this was a really interesting update and point from the Digital Foundry folks talking about the Series S. So obviously, it's not really a secret that this generation's cross-gen period has very much been extended beyond the comparison of previous cycles. A lot of reasons for that. Clearly, we went through the pandemic. Also, there just hasn't been a lot of new games to sway people to jump over. If you look at the games that kind of sway people, we haven't got that. Obviously, massive games even like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is still launching on Xbox One and PS4 as we approach the 4-year mark for the Series X and S. However, Digital Foundry did do another look at how modern Xbox One games are holding up these days. and the results are pretty fascinating, to be quite frank about it. The video that they have, which I'll link this in the description as well, the video is solely focused on Xbox One X, which to me is one of the most underrated consoles of all time. And I think one of the reasons why it'll always be underrated is because we're in a situation where that console came out and it got like no first party support. I mean, no first party support. They're like, here's Super Lucky's Tales. I mean, we got a Forza Motorsport and that looked good, but Forza Motorsport always looks good. You know, that game pretty much always looks good. So it wasn't really much of a big deal, but you know, when we look at it now, we kind of go, oh man, games look so good on that, in my opinion. Especially like, I remember when I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on that, it was like native 4K. I know like we all freak out about the frame rate stuff, but it literally just bought a 4K TV, and this game was blowing my mind with how great it looked. And so I'm just sitting there thinking, man, like I was really happy with that upgrade. I could see why we got upgraded platforms in the middle of the generation, last generation. I think this generation, much less so, but you know, we'll see what happens. But anyway, it's very interesting how the versions stack up against the Series S. The team hasn't gone back to the base Xbox One, but even so, Digital Foundry is confident across the board, saying the Xbox Series S provides a far superior experience in 2024, even as Microsoft's budget current-gen console. In the video, the team tests Diablo 4, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Persona 3 Reload, Like a Dragon Ishin, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and Wolong Fallen Dynasty across both Xbox One X and the Series S, and it's only really Assassin's Creed Mirage that makes a case for One X due to the game's sizable resolution increase. So basically, they say perhaps the most obvious takeaway is the Series S improved CPU makes an enormous difference in most titles. We're seeing 60 frames target in virtually every piece of cross-gen software, delivering a level of fluidity that last-gen consoles simply can't match. The other discovery is that a good number of recent Xbox One X titles seem to treat the system as an afterthought. Most of the games here just provide a substandard experience, as with the Series S sometimes delivering superior visuals at twice the frame rate. A bizarre situation, considering the Xbox One X's GPU has a lot of grunt to it. So the Xbox Series S provides a categorically better experience than the One X in 2024. So it's perhaps maybe a expected outcome, but the One X has always been known as a pretty beefy machine, and at the start of the cross-gen period, it even matched up pretty closely with the Series S. So it's nice to see that nowadays Xbox Series S is, you know, picking up some W's here that could actually help it out long term. And again, you know, like, I don't want to knock the Xbox One X. Like, to me, if somebody goes, and I've seen a lot of people say this, is there really a reason to upgrade? Well, unless you really, really want to play Starfield, or, you know, I don't know. I honestly cannot recommend it. I like PS5 either. There's very few titles, you know, maybe less than 10 titles between the both of them that are current gen only that are worthwhile, and I don't know if they're that worthwhile to pick up and play, you know, on a whole new console. But again, all these updates help out. You know, it's nice to see the Series S kind of continue to get better. You know, so kind of is what it is. What do you guys think about this? Let me know. Sound off below. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.